It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports, Pete.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level when we shut down to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
It is a happy Monday here in Central Texas. We are coming to you live, the Pete Sousa Show, presented by, of course, Slovacics. Go see Ray at Slovacics and come on now, Kolache time. You get all kinds of cool gear there. And if you remember, we had Fran Fraschilla on a little while ago. He's very familiar with the Kolaches and all kinds of treats over there. And I bring up Fran Fraschilla because we got a big game happening tonight in Waco. Big Monday. Arizona comes to town to take on Baylor. Off a huge win for Baylor and a tough loss for Arizona. Baylor beat West Virginia, kind of outlasted West Virginia in overtime over the weekend. And it was a game where the biggest shock I had about that game down the stretch was that Jeremy Roach was not on the floor. It's like he's fallen out of the rotation. But at the same time, it's kind of a good sign because Rob Wright playing so well. And Langston Love is back. Langston Love had 17 points, and the ball was constantly in his hands during big moments. So it's like all the stuff going on off the floor, it seems like somewhat to have been sorted out. And Jeremy Roach is playing, but he's just not playing in the crucial minutes of the game. But that was a huge win to pick up for Baylor. They kind of flirted with a bit of a disaster. It would have been a tough home loss, but that's college basketball, right? The ball bounces your way. Now tonight, you have a huge game. The problem with tonight's game is that it starts at 9 o'clock local time. Now, you're never going to hear me talk bad about my employer, ESPN, just like you won't hear me talk bad about my employer, Rogue Media. Well, maybe sometimes you will. But on both sides, because we try to stay authentic here. That's a late start, dude. I'm local. 9 o'clock for me is late. I'm old. I'm sorry. That is a late 9 o'clock late. And that by the way, is 10 o'clock Eastern. So a lot of the whatever. It's been happening forever. Arizona, I guess it's fine for them because they're mountain time, but it kind of stinks. And here's what is even more interesting. The game before that on ESPN2 starts at 8 Central, and that's Kansas State and Utah. And by the way, if you're at all into, and I'm not, this is not gambling advice, but I will just tell you right now, when I look at that Kansas State and Utah spread, Utah is favored by 2.5 points. They're not good. They're coming off a huge win against Kansas at home. I get it. Kansas State has to travel, and they're on the road. But like, if you believe Kansas State is the team that put together this run where they beat all these ranked teams to be the hottest team in the country, I'm not going to take one loss and just be like, oh, okay, Kansas State over here. I believe they're still really good, and they didn't play that well Saturday, but I love them as an underdog in that early game. Do I love them late enough to watch it till 10? We'll find out tonight. And we'll talk a little bit more about Baylor. But speaking of Baylor, we got a big guest coming up today. Andrew Billings, NFL defensive tackle, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, is getting set to join us at about 10:20. So that's about 15 minutes from now. Big get from our boy Swingler. Scotty, you're excited about this? Hold on now. Scotty's going to his phone. I need to go to Scotty. I didn't get your coffee this morning. So you had
wow.
The
microphone stand, for those that did not see, just fell right off the desk.
Did you see Terrence Shannon this weekend?
I did.
God, that was a bummer.
It's embarrassing.
Terrence Shannon, a former superstar guard for Illinois.
I've got the clip.
Let's just throw it up there right now.
You want the clip?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Here you go. This guy's being honored at halftime.
Super cool, by the way. Go back to your school and be recognized like this.
I mean,
dream come true for a lot of people.
Illinois, this is the Big Ten, and here we go. Ready for the jersey unveil? Oh no,
that's so bad, bro.
I feel
so bad.
I feel awful about that, and one of the reasons I feel so terrible is there's somebody in the facilities department that's like somebody really screwed up, and that's a simple look, man. We all get away from what got us to where we were in life at one time or another. Maybe not all of us. Like, I don't know that Michael Jordan did. Some people just keep pressing and I like to think I keep pressing, but sometimes we take our foot off the gas. We're human.
It happens.
How they didn't go through, like, you got to do like a dry run. There's got to be a way you can confirm that that's the right way. And the frustrating part, or the funny part, was that, and athletic directors nowadays, like, in AA, right, in sobriety, we have this thing called Rule 62. And it's just kind of like a joke, a cliche rule, but don't take yourself too seriously, okay? And I always find myself, if I'm getting, like, jammed up, I'm like, oh, yeah, don't take yourself. Who cares? Nobody cares. But athletic directors, especially in the Big Ten and in power conferences, take themselves very seriously. And after the game, the Illinois AD spoke to the media before, they talked about basketball, and the guy was just so tight. Like, these guys are like CEOs more so than they're like athletic directors. They're presidents of, and that's who you want running your Fortune 500 company, really. That's what these athletic departments are. But like, dude, have some fun with it. You know, like the AD was like, we've already had some spirited conversations. You know, that was halftime. So they didn't get it fixed till after the game. And it was just a trip to hear this guy. He was so wound up about it. Like, you really could have joked about it and had some fun, but that's just not the world a lot of executives live in. But I'd like to think, like, if that was, you know, a coach, you got to have fun with that at that moment, because it is really bad. But at the end of the day, like, all you can do is laugh at stuff like that. And so I saw that this weekend. I was like, honestly, my heart, I can relate to being a screw up for a big part of my life. And whether you're a screw up or whether you're a top-notch individual, mistakes happen. Mistakes have happened to me when I've been a screw up and a top-notch individual. And either way, it's a huge kick in the balls. And like the moment, like you lose, like the wind gets knocked out of you when something like that happens. And so whoever was behind that, you got to be like, holy crap. But yeah, that's a huge bummer as we see it one more time. Now they fixed it right side, and then they got pictures afterwards. That's a colossal screw up to the point where all you can do is laugh about it. So I feel bad. I feel real bad. I also feel
somebody got fired.
You think so? That's my question.
That's what sucks about this whole thing. I mean, I don't know that, but I would suspect someone got fired.
Yeah, and I feel terrible that person got fired.
Just because it's like the one thing you don't want to do to an athletic director, to a president of a university, is like embarrass them.
Yes.
And even though you're right, this is like not a big mistake in the grand scheme of life.
Yeah.
Like, it was national news. It's embarrassing. Like the wrong AD definitely fires.
And especially nowadays, and I was thinking about this, where there's so much NIL money and fundraising is such a big part of it, and recruiting is such a big part of it. Like,
yeah,
like, you know, the negative recruiting, like, is Michigan's coach, Dusty, whatever his name is he going to talk crap about Illinois now?
Surely.
Like, be like, yeah,
surely. Of course,
they can't even
use
get the
that to
jersey
your
right.
advantage however you can.
Yeah. So Illinois will live to see another great day. The Fighting Illini will fight on, but that was certainly a bummer. Also a bummer. I can just speak to what I know. This weekend I had an Arizona State basketball game, and man, I should have had you cue this up, Scotty, but it doesn't really. Actually, we'll do it for later in the show. But I do want to. So there's certain things, like you and I, Scotty, I can tell by just being around you, like you were brought up like a certain way. Like you don't like mouth off. You have good manners. Like I could guess you had good parents, right? And then there's other stuff too, like where some people just deal with mental health and they're like ticking time bombs. So you have to be careful, like between which is like how you were raised and how to respect somebody, and then somebody with like a hair trigger. There's a dude, Adam Miller. He actually, going back to Illinois, he started his career playing at Illinois, then played at LSU, and then he transferred to Arizona State. The guy's awesome. He's played 110 games at the Division I level, and I think he started 106 of them. Right? I noticed this getting ready for the game. So he has been. I've done 3 Arizona State games. I was talking about college basketball. He's gotten thrown out of 2 of the 3, and on Saturday, you know, we had heard before the game from Arizona State's athletic director or sports information guy, like, hey, Adam Miller is like kind of on a short leash. Like he's been kind of chatty with officials and he's gotten thrown out. If he gets into a fight, his season's going to be over, because the last game I was at, he had an incident with Doug McDaniel, the point guard for Kansas State, that turned physical, and Miller got thrown out of the game. In this game in particular, he had a steal and went the length of the court for a dunk. So, and it's a pivotal game for Arizona State, right? Every game, they cannot afford to lose. And he goes the length of the court for a dunk. And then on the other end, there's a whistle blown. There's a ticky-tack foul. And I just, like, the whistle blows, and the producer's like, all right, we're going to go to a replay of the dunk this guy just made, because it just happened on the sequence prior. So they're replaying the dunk, and then you hear 2 quick whistles, beep, beep, and I'm looking. And the official, who does a great job, this dude, Kip Kissinger, the bald guy, if you've watched a lot of Big 12, you know who I'm talking about.
I think I've got the video if you want me to just
Yeah.
I haven't confirmed this, obviously, because I just downloaded it.
You can put the sound up if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Live and well into this one. Chase Posey got banged from behind by Miller.
Adam Miller
Did he get teased?
has just been ejected, got 2 tees
And the kid from the south side of Chicago who showed off his grit and defense and determination on that flush right there is headed to the locker room.
He tried to slap that ball away.
Oh, yeah. No, he said that twice. Okay. F you, but he said the whole thing. Scott Williams, the guy I was doing the game with, said, "Oh yeah," and he said it on the air. He told him to go vacuum, like, and you can't. Any official in the country will throw you out right away. You stare at a guy and say "F you" twice, whether you like the call or not. What shocked me is like, and this is like goes back to like kind of how you were raised. Like, dude, like, I felt like I was back in high school. And you had that guy, and I got in a lot of trouble in high school. And maybe I didn't have the balls that Adam Miller had just to go right to authority and be like, I think what you're doing sucks. F you. I was maybe too scared. But like, you had guys in high school who were just out of control and they would start to act in front of you like.
Wait, I'll tell you one, Pete. I was out of control in high school.
Were you?
I was. I learned the hard way. But I learned in high school. Like I got thrown out of a game one time in high school.
What'd you do?
I don't know that I want to share that on your show. I can tell you at the break. I may or may not have just tackled a kid in the middle of a play because I was so angry about something. We'll just put it that way. And I had to, but that was a learning experience.
So you were a loose cannon.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
I had
a temper.
Not a bad guy to have on your team, by the way.
But I want to affirm what you said earlier. My parents are wonderful. It's not their fault.
No, me too.
But like you usually the time to learn that is like middle school and high school.
Yeah.
Like that there are consequences when you're a bonehead.
Now the hot button issue is, and this is the lightning rod with this guy Adam Miller, because I love watching him play. By all accounts, he's a super cool dude, has dealt with mental health stuff, right? So like he's just like it's one of those things. It's like, one, I can't believe what I'm watching. Two, oh, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like this guy's lost it again. And on the air, because that's just a different medium, right? Like here we get to talk, analyze, get deep, and it's a large, long form conversation. I've learned the hard way myself calling games. Like I'm not getting into this guy's like mental health story right now. Like no chance. It's just not the place for it. And I was going to talk highly about him because I like the kid, and like that you could see what he did, and so like I was lucky there that was caught on video that I didn't have to illustrate it, but it was a bummer. But when you see something like that happen in front of you, it's like, holy crap, like this is going on right now.
Yeah. Well, and in his case, you have to know there are a lot of places. I mean, as soon as you get in that huddle, you can run your mouth, right? Like you don't have to look at the official.
Yeah.
Like everyone of your teammates is cool.
Yeah.
If you want to like turn and look at them and start popping off. Like in fact, we see that every game. Like you see guys mad at calls all the time, and they find a way to like.
Yeah. And I believe Adam Miller really thought that was a BS call, right?
Yep.
And I think the time when he got into like an altercation with the guy Doug McDaniel, Kansas State, like I think McDaniel said something that he was like, nope, I'm not going to let that pass. You know what I mean? Like where it's like he's a man of great character, but at the same time, like you have to play the game in life.
Yeah.
You can't give everybody what you believe they have coming to them. Like there's rules, there's and there's consequences to the rules.
And when you've already been thrown out of a game, you have to know you're on thin ice too.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like,
and he was told that. And you ever see the movie Blue Chips?
No.
You got to see it.
Okay.
It's Nick Nolte. Bobby Hurley's actually in the movie, but it's Nick Nolte, and he's the head coach of a Pac-12 school. It's kind of like UCLA. It's the idea is it's UCLA, and it's college basketball before you could pay players. But it's like, he kind of hits bottom. He's this prolific program with all these amazing players. And there's all kinds of boosters involved. Like you're not doing what you need to do with these players. They're so good. And then they start paying the players and they win a championship, but then Nick Nolte is totally conflicted. But it's like the roster at Arizona State, like you've got guys making millions of dollars and they stink. And it's such a bummer. And Bobby Hurley is a big name coach, but he just can't get it together.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. And it's a bummer. So that was lost that game to TCU, who is like on fire right now. And they're making a late push for the tournament. Jamie Dixon, their coach, is amazing, by the way. TCU, and this is the last part of like Pete information from the weekend I'll bore you with. Billy Tubbs was a coach of Oklahoma. And then in the later stages of his career, he went to TCU. An amazing basketball coach, took Oklahoma to a Final Four, a championship. They lost to Kansas. He was always at the top of his game. He took his last job in his career, as far as I know, was at TCU. He took TCU to the NCAA tournament in 1998. That was the last time they made the tournament until Jamie Dixon took over. Jamie Dixon has taken TCU to the NCAA tournament 4 times in 7 opportunities. This is a team that was dormant and was terrible. And we could talk more about that, but we have Andrew Billings come up, so I don't want to go down a rabbit hole and leave him waiting at all. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Andrew Billings, talk to Andrew about all the good stuff he's doing in Central Texas, being a Walter Payton Man of the Year award nominee. And I also want to ask him about his former coach in Chicago, Matt Eberflus, is the Cowboys defensive coordinator. His thoughts on that and his thoughts on Baylor basketball and Baylor's turnaround on the football field. We'll be back. Pete Sousa Show, presented by Slovacics.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at a stop. I thought I was fine, and then once I got home, I realized it's a lot worse than I thought. I ended up having a ruptured disc. You say you're not hurting, and then an hour later, you're saying you're in all this pain. I just felt like most people would think that I was lying. And that's when I decided to call Daniel Stark. I owe a lot to Daniel Stark. They really got me what I deserved.
The difference is stark.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today. At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At Toussaint's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Toussaint's.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Calling all Marvel fans, get Marvel Unlimited and unlock over 30,000 comics featuring your favorite heroes and iconic stories, all available to read anytime, anywhere. Whether you're into classic tales or the latest adventures, there's something for everyone. Don't miss out. Head to marvel.com/unlimited today and start your Marvel journey now.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Hey, it is the Pete Sousa Show. We are presented by Slovacics, and right now we welcome 8-year NFL vet Andrew Billings, Waco native. Happy to have you on the show, Andrew. Appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, thanks for having me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you great, man. You look good. You sound good. I hope you're feeling good. Last year, the Bears, obviously, they lose you, well before the end of the season, and you were anchoring that defensive line. I mean, it was quiet for a little while, and then it was loud, your play. How are you doing rehab-wise as you come up, obviously the offseason and then to training camp?
I mean, literally working out and rehabbing right now as we speak. Just staying with it. It's getting better. I really, really am happy with the progressions we made, but I expect to be back by OTAs and ready to go.
So you're going to be ready to go. Obviously, exciting time to be a member of the Bears and like in your future there. How are you feeling about your ability to contribute? Because you were like a total like Ryan Poles, the Bears GM, like you were one of their best gets in the offseason. I mean, and you truly were value and play. How do you continue to get better? 8 years in the NFL. I mean, most guys, if they're lucky to have a cup of coffee in the league, they're grateful. 8 years, dude. How are you able to continue to put a career together?
It's just working on just little things every year, just trying to get better. Especially this year. I mean, last year I really focused on my pass rush abilities and capabilities, and this year, with the new coaching staff, and I'm really gonna work on just getting quicker and getting stronger.
I do want to ask you a little bit about Matt Eberflus and just the positive stuff. I mean, he's obviously a defensive wizard. He's going back to, or going to the Cowboys to be their defensive coordinator. How did he make you better on the defensive side of the ball? Just you specifically learning from him, because he is a great defensive coach. And, Cowboys fans should be excited about getting a guy like that.
Yeah, I mean, he dialed it up. I mean, especially like the play you just showed, the Washington play. That was a dialed up play for line movement, and he put me in the right positions to make some big plays and impactful plays for the defense.
What did you learn from him, X's and O's wise? Anything you were able to take from him? I know he's the head coach, so he's not doing as much hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
How much down?
With his defense, I made another step in my knowledge of football. And, that's something I also strive to do every year, just learn something new. 3 technique position I play a little bit more of, so it helps me flow a little bit better with my fellow 3 technique when I'm in there, so at nose guard. And that's something that really I did appreciate and learned, playing for him.
You're Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. And that speaks to, living here. That's where our show is. We're in Waco. And I used to work at Channel 10, and I constantly was, you would come back to town and you would do special things with folks at Waco High, with education, with the American Lung Association from a wider perspective. What brings you back to Waco to continue to give back?
It's really just what Waco's done for me. I mean, first of all, my parents are still there. I have a lot of connections in Waco, a lot of people that knew me since I was a baby. So it's very important for me to come back and give back to the same community that did so much for me. I mean, I wouldn't be here talking to you without it. So
looking back at your career, dude, like, you set the state record powerlifting in all of Texas, which is still like a legendary accomplishment. You could have pretty much gone anywhere to play your college football, but you chose to stay local. What does it mean for you to be a part of the community as far as Waco is concerned, but also a part of the Baylor community?
yeah, that means a lot. I mean, like you said, I broke the powerlifting state record, but I was short, and everybody wanted me to play center. And Art Browse and Baylor, they were the only college that said, "Hey, you can play D line. If it doesn't work out, we're more than happy to put you at O line, but we'll give you a shot." And so it just worked out that way, and it was amazing to stay in Waco, where I'm from, and so it's always it was a blessing, and it's always a blessing to keep coming back.
How did you get so good at powerlifting? And I know you're going to say practice or work, but I mean, I'm looking at you right now. You're just a strong dude. Like, to set a record like that, like, were you nervous around those accomplishments? Like, there's got to be a lot of pressure, because when you're powerlifting, you're by yourself. Football, it's the ultimate team sport.
Yeah, I will say the comparison to football to powerlifting is it's almost a little less pressure in powerlifting. I don't have too many people depending on me. I put in my work, in the shadows, and it all comes to the light. I know what I could do. But in football, it's just, you don't want to mess up for the dude beside you. But in powerlifting, you do those numbers before you even get to the meet. At least that's how we did it at Waco High. So I already knew, other than a couple of technical things I have to focus on, I had it. And so that really helped me with the nerves, and it really did help me with preparation. Even with football, it traveled all the way through that to my career in football too, just preparation.
Was there any ever talk about you like the Olympics or anything like that? Like, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, no, I did. I thought about it. I knew I had the ability to do so. But football came calling, and football, football kind of trumped over powerlifting.
Could have been the next Mark Henry, but could have been watching you in the WWE. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
How about when you talk about your career, and I mentioned staying local, Baylor got a couple of blue chip local kids to commit, right? Dave Aranda did. What kind of advice would you give to those young men heading into a career where they're going to stay local? I would imagine, as awesome as that is to play at home, there's also some distractions, even like from a tickets perspective. Walk us through what's that like and what you would tell these young guys.
First thing I tell them is, just I guess so long ago, but I tell them focusing on the school, really dive into that and dive into football, but I just tell them you gotta learn how to balance it, and I can't, depending on what degree you go into, you just have to learn how to balance it. You have to wake up early in the morning, get your workouts in, and stay up late and study. It's just the way of life in college. I know it's a little different now. They got NIL money and whatnot, but I was telling focus on your money, especially now more than I was making like 1,200 a month, but with them it was like yeah, focus on your money too. I'm not telling you got to be a guru or major in finance, but focus in. Don't spend it all and just focus really.
Did you follow Baylor this year on the football field? How closely do you keep up with what's going on?
Man, I followed them all the way to the bowl game, and the bowl game was the bowl game, and I don't speak on too much.
Well, what about that?
I don't know about.
You had that. I thought the turnaround this year was amazing, and I truly did. I call games for ESPN, football and basketball, and I got to do Baylor's first game of the year last year, and you could tell that they had some talent, but it wasn't in the NIL world. I think it takes a minute to kind of get everything together, especially like a complicated defensive scheme, or you got new guys leaning on one another. How much do you think that plays a part in the development of a team now? You have guys coming to the program, and I'm not saying they're all not for the same exact goal, but it's more of a transient situation than it was when you were playing.
Yeah, it's the NFL, new faces every year, and unfortunately, it's not their only job. We got a new coaching staff. When I get to that playbook, I'll be in the playbook all day, all night. They have school on the side, so it's yeah, you got to, like I said, you got to focus in. You got to stay up late because I'm pretty sure Dave Miranda's not going to let you play if you don't know the plays. So, you just got to focus in and study.
Do you follow the basketball team at all still? Like, we got a game tonight, Arizona and Baylor, 9 o'clock local. It's an exciting time to be a Baylor basketball fan simply because it's that time of year again, and they're right there in the mix. What have you found interesting about following Baylor basketball this year?
Well, I haven't followed Baylor basketball that closely. Trying to think. I was watching a game. They just played West Virginia, and it was a close game all the way to the end. I don't follow because I don't know much about it, but it looked physical. It looked like they're playing defense, great defense at times. I also saw some great defensive plays from my little basketball mind that I have. It seemed like they're moving around the court and sticking to people. I guess that would be a zone.
You nailed it, because the Big 12, it's physical, dude. I mean, like I got a chance to call a lot of Big 12. The referees kind of hold on to that whistle, and they've only made calls when there's a ton of contact. So I appreciate that as a fan. They let them play.
Yeah.
What do you got planned for Waco coming back this summer? I know you do stuff. You put on events. You really take care of kids. What can people look forward to?
We got football camp coming up. We got so that's for for all kids. They'll be in the summertime. We got bikes and books going on at the schools for attendance. We got teacher grants going out for teachers. You know, it's a little grant just to get supplies in the classroom. And you know, we'll just keep working on it, making that camp better every year. And I expect some good things and a fun time this year in that camp.
How can people get like affiliated with the camp or contribute to it or be a part of it if they want to?
Oh yeah, just reach out to the foundation. I have a lot of people working behind the scenes on that, on the Instagram page. I got my agents and my family as well. So yeah, just reach out to them, and you know, we'll be meeting pretty soon here, a couple of weeks actually, and come up with a plan for the camp this year.
All right, cool. I got to ask you one more thing. When you come back home, and I know you're around here a good amount, what's your first stop, place to eat? Where do you have to go?
Well, I can't drive past Check Stops or Buc-ee's with my wife. So we don't spend enough time here, so those two stops have to happen. And then if I can, I like to sneak off to Bush's at times.
I got to get you over to Slovacics. They're one of our sponsors, Andrew. We got to get you across the street.
Yeah. Get me over there.
Hey, Scotty, you got anything you want to ask Andrew?
Sure. Hey, Andrew, curious. You talked about the guys. I didn't know the story about other programs trying to get you to play O-line. Who were some of those big programs that were trying to convert you over that you told no?
Well, it was I wanted to stay in Texas, so I had Texas. They wanted me to play O-line. I think it was Texas A&M O-line, and TCU was O-line, I think, as well. And the funny thing about Texas is it was right when Mac Brown left Texas, but they had the O-line coach come recruit me. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely not looking good at Texas.
What's when you get ready to play next season, who's a guy that really gives you the business in the trenches? A guy that when you go up against someone at this point in time you're familiar with over the course of your career, maybe a veteran who you're like, all right, it's going to be a war. Anybody in particular up front?
Not really. I can't. I got no names either.
All the same.
I don't have any names. It used to be back in the day. You know, I had names like Yonda and them, but yeah, I don't know. I plan for a war regardless of who I'm playing. So at this point, it's like I don't even care about the names no more. It's the numbers, it's the film, and let's get it going.
Go ahead, Scotty.
Hey, Andrew, I got one more question. So you and I overlapped a little bit at Baylor. I graduated in 15. You left in 16. So I got to watch you play from the front row of the student section, man. And I got to tell you, most Baylor fans that I talk to remember one particular play, and I bet you know exactly what I'm about to say. At home against Kansas, when their running back broke contain and got to the sideline, and you chased him down 20 yards down the field, which is something just most defensive tackles do not do. Can you recount that play for Baylor fans and
oh yeah,
how that felt? Because that was right in front of us there at the student section.
Oh yeah. I remember the play as it was I was supposed to drop back in coverage and play the screen, and I think the screen went to the left, and I actually messed up on that play because I went to the right. I think I followed the tight end or something. And I saw that screen throw. Saw the running back catch it, and I realized I was my guy, and there was nobody over there else to catch him. So I just turned the jets on and went and got him. It was really a bad play, but I made it a highlight.
We could all relate to that in life, but not so much for you. It's got to be something special when fear meets incredible athletic ability. You probably got real fast there getting down the field.
I did.
Who is a guy? Let me ask. I want to ask you one thing about being a veteran, actually, and I won't keep you for too much longer, I promise. But when you have younger guys come through the NFL and being the type of person you are, just witnessing the way you're involved here in the community in Waco, you're a good man. How do you try to shepherd along the next generation of players? Because we're all, when we're younger, we kind of have a different perspective. You're knocking on the door of your 30s, which is young, but football, there's a little older. So what messages do you try to share to the younger generation coming into the league?
Yeah, first, I try to stress the importance of taking care of your body at a younger age. It might not seem like it, you can play a game, wake up the next day, and keep going, but it's not. It doesn't stay like that for long. And so that's the first thing I try to stress to them. And secondly is just learning that playbook in all positions. I was just talking to a young guy here, DN. He asked me what he should be looking. I was like, well, when it comes to that third down package, that nickel package, though you might be a DN, learn what the inside does. 'Cause you might have to go in there and play three, and the more you can do, the longer you'll last, basically. That's why I try to start at that basic level.
That's a great little nugget. You just to know what everybody does, especially up front in the trenches, right? Because you never know where you'll have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Who's your number one inspiration still to this day? That, like, if you need to find a why, what is that?
It's got to be my family. I'm be real with you. Every day before the game, I read a text message from my dad. I tell my wife I love her, and I don't know why, but once I say I love you, it's just, that's really my why. Yeah, it's my wife, my child that's on the way. So it's with my wife probably for the rest of my life now.
What's the transition like when you go from, you mentioned that tunnel vision?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like to be out there, on the field of battle in the NFL. Is there a certain switch that flips when you transition into this guy that is now a gladiator and not the guy who was nominated for Walter Payton Man of the Year?
Yeah, it's definitely a switch. This is something we got preached to us at Baylor. It's poise. So one thing is poise, and the second thing is clear it. Bad play, clear it, move on to the next. Great play, poise, get ready for the next. And it's just I don't know, it's just almost like a kind violence in a way. It's you're calm, but when that snap goes, it's just okay. Where are my hands? Where's your chest? Let's make contact and let's win this battle. Basically.
You're not only winning the battle on the field, you're winning it off it too. You're a one-of-one, Andrew Billings. Thank you so much for taking time, sharing with us today. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you do for Central Texas. Scotty, you got anything else? We are good to go. Andrew, man, looking forward to you this year. It's so awesome. You're going to be out there when OTAs start. Wishing you the best, man. Keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
You got it. Andrew Billings. First time I had met him, call him Andrew Top Billings because he's as cool as they come. I'd seen him connect with other people, and I'd heard how great of a guy he was. It's pretty cool to witness it firsthand. Scotty, what were your thoughts about having a little bit of time to share with that guy? For folks who don't know, like people that take this in the Northeast later in the day, whether it's video or podcast, and they don't have a clue about Andrew Billings and his impact at Baylor and the type of player he was and person he was. Can you give a little context?
Yeah, I would just say again, I told you this before he came on. Like, he was a huge scorer when we got him because, to be honest, like if you think of the history of Baylor recruiting Waco kids, there has been a lot of misses over the years. Quan Cosby from Mart when he played at Texas. LaDainian Tomlinson. And infamously going up the road to play at TCU because Baylor didn't offer him. Like, there had been some huge misses in Baylor's history of not keeping Waco kids. And Billings, again, pretty noteworthy because of his powerlifting record and widely recruited. He just named every big school in Texas was after him. To get him to stay home, it was a huge deal. It was a huge deal. And it reminds me a little bit of I didn't realize all those schools had asked him to play O-line. It's a little bit of the Robert Griffin story, too. Like, Robert Griffin was recruited by Nick Saban and Mac Brown, but they didn't think he could play quarterback. And it was Bryles who came and said, "You're a quarterback." Like, it was almost like common sense to look at that guy, again, now 8-year NFL vet, maybe defensive lineman, and say, "You're a defensive lineman." Like, to what you're saying, maybe that's part of the reason that Art Bryles was such a gifted coach, right? To kind of see the big picture. Just let you be yourself. And not try to – that as you and I talk, it feels like common sense, but in
college football and football in general, that's like outside the box thinking.
Yeah, no, and he was. I mean, just huge impact player. He started instantly as a true freshman, was an impact player from the jump. And I actually got this highlight downloaded.
Oh yeah, let's check it
while
out.
we were talking to him. I want you to watch this, Pete, and I want to. There's no audio, so I want to get your live reaction to this. Watch this, dude. Watch this.
Oh my God.
That is a.
He just swallowed him.
That is a starting running back in the NFL being tracked down by a faster defensive
Let's
tackle.
see that one more time.
Yeah. I want you to watch. Like, think about
now that I know. Yeah.
Think about a talented back.
Yeah.
And think about how fast those backs are.
Yeah.
And then Billings is outrunning him. He is faster than him. Watch him.
Wow. Yeah, like he had the angle, but he really didn't need it. If that was a foot race, he would have beat him.
He was running faster than him.
Yeah,
and that was right in front of the student section. We were all just like, ah, like seeing that strong of a dude run that fast. Yeah. It was awesome.
And now you know why. I was talking to you a little bit offline, but just to get more familiarized or get myself a little more familiar with, this. By the way, that's 300 pounds running down the field there.
Yeah.
But 6'1". You know, like he's kind of like, you look at him, like he said, talked about that playing the 3 and the 2-gap defensive tackle, but so fast. Bears fans were bummed when he got hurt. Like he was the kind of guy that like hardcore Bears fans were like, first of all, it was amazing value. You know, Bears fans love to crap all over their GM, but that was like an amazing move that he made. Andrew was a great find. And, he's coming back to play his 9th year. In the NFL. It was 4th-round pick. It's not like he was a first-round pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I think we didn't get to ask him this, but I think if you asked him, he didn't drop to the 4th round because he wasn't productive. He was very productive at Baylor, but I think there were probably still questions about his height. Still questions about, well, man, like Big 12, but can he do it in the NFL? Clearly, yes, he can.
Was the Big 12 looked at like maybe like a little bit of a softer conference back
then?
It was more of a shootout style, right? I remember
they've been doing this. People, for better or for worse, right or wrong, have been acting like the Big 12 is a B team conference for a long time now, and it's very aggravating. And again, Baylor had not put a ton of guys in the NFL, but what's so interesting is out of all of the Art Briles guys who went to the NFL, the 2 most successful have been defensive players: Xavier Howard, the corner, and Andrew Billings.
Wow.
Briles put a lot of receivers in the NFL, a couple quarterbacks. Those guys, for injury or other reasons, didn't pan out.
Yeah.
But Billings and Xavier Howard from those Briles teams, two defensive stars, have been great in the NFL.
Not to get negative, but what happened to Corey?
Coleman?
Yeah.
Injuries.
Okay.
Injuries. Yeah. He had some big plays.
Amazing, dude.
He was amazing. He had some really big plays as a rookie. Zach, why am I forgetting? Browns? It was Cleveland Browns. Yeah. The Cleveland Browns drafted him in the 1st round.
They'll do it
and he, going to Cleveland will do it too. And he had some really unfortunate injuries. He's currently on the practice squad for the Chiefs.
He is?
He is. Okay. Because I saw he had an opportunity to get a Super Bowl ring, had the Chiefs.
He's younger than Andrew.
Yeah. I will say the thing those 2 guys have in common, Billings and Corey Coleman, those 2 are in my top 4 or 5. As far as they stepped on the football field and looked different.
They're the truth.
Like they could do things. They could do things on the football field.
Yeah.
That I've never seen other people do. Like Corey Coleman was so freaky athletic. I mean, there were moments his last year at Baylor when Baylor could do nothing on offense, so they just put him in the backfield and pitched him the ball. I mean, it was like what you see like 3A Texas high school football. Like, let's just put our best athlete in the backfield, pitch him the ball, and see what happens. Like Baylor was doing that with Corey Coleman. Corey Coleman ran back 4 punts for touchdowns, and all got called back for holding penalties. But he would just be a spot returner. Like in big moments, they'd put Corey back there, and he ran it back almost every time he touched the ball. But there was a holding call almost every time. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like that dude was and Billings is the same way. Like Billings, every game required a double team.
Yeah.
So often you'd see 3 offensive linemen on Andrew Billings, right? And linebackers behind him, Bryce Hager, Eddie Lackey, who was right after them. Anyway,
God, he was so quick watching him get down the field like that. Yeah, that says so much about
athlete. That's what I'm saying. Freak athlete.
Yeah.
Like just they can do things that defy the mind.
Yeah. Can't believe Baylor didn't offer LaDainian Tomlinson. It's a story for
Isn't that
another
tragic?
day.
And that's when Baylor was really bad and LaDainian wanted to play there.
Was that like Guy Morris?
I think that was slightly that might have been Kevin Steele era.
Yeah,
Or maybe even one. I don't remember. Do you remember when LT played in college?
Zach Burke?
Kevin Steele? Yeah.
The late 90s. Yeah, and 99 was his senior year. Yeah. He was at TCU when they were at
Okay, so then I think actually was Chuck Reedy right before Kevin Steele? Yeah, it might be Chuck Reedy. It was Chuck Reedy because Kevin Steele actually opposite side of the coin, Kevin Steele was the only big coach to offer Sean Bell because Kevin Steele actually went after local guys. And Sean Bell from China Spring came to Baylor as a quarterback. And then Guy Morris hated having him on the roster because Guy Morris didn't want small school local quarterbacks. Yeah. Yeah,
Guy Morris was a more like global thinking big time coach, whether that was good or bad.
Big time coach who couldn't get us to a bowl.
I mean, big time, like, he you hear it, and some guys, that's an Achilles heel that they don't recruit local. And it's like,
well, and in Texas, I think you just have to.
Yeah.
Like this is such a talent-rich state, talent-rich area, whether it's Baylor in Central Texas, Austin, obviously.
Dude, Jake Spavital, that was the knock on him at Texas State. That he didn't recruit local guys.
Right. And GJ Kinney came in, did the
and
opposite.
Said, we're going to do the,
and is having success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Spavital.
That's why this trend started. And frankly, Matt Rule started it with bringing on 3 assistants. But now Texas high school coaches are getting these opportunities. Joey McGuire, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting the UTSA's coach name right off the top of my head?
Matt Wells.
Nope. I'm such an idiot because he's been a candidate here before.
Jeff Traylor.
Thank you. Yeah. Jeff Traylor, UTSA. Yeah. These former Texas high school head coaches getting these opportunities to coach college programs because they can recruit local.
And also because, by the way, as much as we like to make it, it ain't rocket science. I mean, really, like you deal with people well. You're smart enough to know you're not the smartest guy in the room. You surround yourself with great talent, assistant-wise.
And watch this, Pete. We talked about this last week. Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders.
Here we go.
Ashton Genty, Texas kids that left the state. Hello? We still have missed. Yeah. Like, there's so much talent here. There's still those guys going to play at Boise freaking State.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Because he's not like the cookie cutter guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Pete Sousa Show rolls on. We got one more break and we'll wrap it up with you. Live from the Alico building, presented by Slovaceks. We'll be back.
Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
I need to get real excited.
Sure.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Sheridan Vasquez. And this is Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions. And I will be interviewing some of your favorite musicians and maybe some you've never heard before. Join me on Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions for something new every time. You can find Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemediamusic.com. Yeehaw. And keep the music playing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Visit blogify.ai today for a free 3-day trial. That's Blogify, BLOGIFY.ai today. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Easy Sun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with Easy Sun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com.
Wow, people are pissed about the NBA All-Star game. I mean, I'm to the point where, and I'm not like being down on the NBA guy. I always need to stay authentic. If, you know, the San Antonio Spurs had a job open for their play-by-play guy at TV last year, trust me, I was doing everything I could to get that job. Like, like the NBA is an amazing, amazing league, but like, its popularity it does feel like it's plummeting, and people seem to have like a disdain for the league, which is kind of funky to me. I don't like, I'm to the point where I don't actively, I try not to actively hate anything. I feel like people are like, some people are radioactive about the NBA, and, you know, I think two things can be true at once. I said on Friday, the NBA is making a ton of money. Like, it's a very lucrative product. It's also a product that's dwindling in popularity. Like, two things can be true at one time. The ratings are not out for, you know, and I don't even know how the hell they begin to calculate ratings now. I have no clue with all the different ways people watch, but I'm just reading some of the stuff, and I hate to read Twitter because Lord knows. But I'm reading like credible sources like Kevin O'Connor, NBA writer. Worst all-star game in quotes ever. A lot of the critique, Tim Bontemps, right, from ESPN, he's just conveying what Trae Young said. Trae Young was not a fan of all the stoppages throughout the night. I feel like, this is Trae Young's quote, I feel like the fans want to see us playing more, he said, rather than just some little shows in between breaks. Dude, I don't even know what kind of format. I have no clue. And here's Chris Mannix, Sports Illustrated. The extended breaks in these games are really tough. We're now on to honoring the end of Inside the NBA on TNT when everyone knows it's headed to ESPN next season. I don't know, man. They make it sound like the entire thing is like a fool's errand. I don't know. It's the first. I can tell you this. It is the first time in my life where I have had a choice and been aware of NBA All-Star Weekend that I did not watch 1 second. And Scotty, you didn't either, right? I just see you nodding your head.
Yeah, correct.
And it's not like, again, I don't like, I'm not mad at the NBA or whatever. Like, and it'd be very simple. If you told me that LeBron James was going to be in the dunk contest, I would watch. That's not on LeBron to participate. You could have told me Bronny was in it, and I might have watched. There was just nothing moving me at all to watch the game. At all. No, I mean, I watched the Saturday Night Live thing. which I thought was really good. I wanted to talk about that more. Maybe we'll talk about it more tomorrow because we're up against it time-wise.
I'll try to watch it before tomorrow.
There was the best part about the show was when they would go to somebody in the crowd, and literally there would be somebody from, let's say, Tim Meadows from an old cast. Tim Meadows standing up, and their Cher is behind him. Robert De Niro's to his right. I mean, it was like an award show, but not an award show. It was obviously more laid back. Eddie Murphy was. I'll tell you the best part of the whole show. Two things that made me laugh out loud. Eddie Murphy impersonating Tracy Morgan on the Black Jeopardy skit was hilarious.
Okay.
I mean, he did an amazing job. And what's-her-face, who was so political before, at least for me, that I got like turned off with Kate McKinnon. She was hilarious.
She's
so funny.
She's in contention to me for the best cast member of all time.
Oh my God. She's
been in so many iconic skits.
Not only is she just an amazing performer comedy-wise, like, intellectually and like thoughtful, her physical comedy
is so good.
She's
incredible.
Yeah, she's
It
incredible.
does not surprise me she had a highlight.
And I also was happy. Like, I know I'm like politically, like it didn't feel like supercharged either way, which is what we want from our
comedy.
entertainment. Yeah, I mean,
by the way,
I don't
Waco native Steve Martin.
I opened the show. I said I was going to tweet about it. I was. I thought that was so cool. And he literally was born in Waco. I want to know exactly when he moved.
Yeah, I don't know that whole
He
story.
was young. He grew up in Inglewood, California. He was a real little kid when he moved. But his character's name on Only Murders in the Building is Brazos. So I got to believe that's a callback.
Certainly.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence.
No.
That is too weird to be.
Not at all. And by the way, to put a bow on the political thing, I don't care who you vote for or where you are. I just don't want to hear about it when I'm watching a comedy show. Like, you have your deal, go do it. But
or my favorite comedy, Everybody is a Target.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. Like South Park, we're gonna offend everybody.
Two funny things, and we'll end the show with this. John Mulaney said it's amazing to think that 894 people have hosted NFL over 50 years, SNL over 50 years, and only 2 of them have committed murder. O.J. Simpson and Robert Blake. And Ryan Reynolds, amid all this stuff with his wife and the Justin Baldoni guy, he got up with Blake Lively sitting right next to him, and it was Tina Fey. And she asked him, "Hey, like Ryan, like how you doing?" He goes, "Good. Why? What are you hearing?" It was very funny. And I was like, wow, that's the best way to take the air out of that.
I love that.
All right, we'll put the air back in this thing tomorrow. The Pete Sousa Show, presented by Slovacics. Thanks so much to Andrew Billings, Slovacics, D1, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, Socorro Family Ford. We'll check you tomorrow.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning. So we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. We are Rogue Media Sports.